Okay, so we've just played Fulham in the first game of the season, and I just wanted to do a quick sort of minute-long review of what I thought of the first game anyway. Start off with a slow first 20 minutes, really familiar with over the last couple of years. We start games really slow. Last night was no different, which was unfortunate, given it was the first game of the season. You would expect us to come out of the blocks a little bit more quickly than we did, and it just seemed to give the initiative to Fulham, and we seemed to be chasing the game for the first 15-20 minutes or so. Having said that, the last 25 minutes of the first half was really good. We pressed well, we had a lot of control, we had a lot of the ball, and we actually made some really good, clear chances that, if we're being honest, should have been taken care of, and in a couple of weeks they probably will be. It was just typical first game rustiness after very little training. Generally speaking, I think there was a couple of really good performances. I think Mazraoui obviously was probably the standout of the performances, given that he's only had 2 or 3 days training with us. But I think it's important to recognise that Maguire did have a good game. Yes, his passing wasn't the greatest, and he did delay the ball too often, as he always has done. But generally speaking, I don't think he had a bad game at all. And Mason Mount, I've seen him get quite a bit of criticism today, but I think we were definitely a worse side after Mason Mount went off than we were when he played. Did he do anything particularly outstanding? No, he didn't, but I don't think he did anything bad either. And I think his speed and pressing was central to how we played, certainly in that good last 25 minutes of the first half. Moving on to Joshua Zirkzee. Again, I think he was only given 25 minutes, and I think it probably took him 10-15 minutes before he actually seemed to get up to the pace of the game, which is understandably enough. But you could see a lot of the reasons why we bought him in his goal. When he received the ball, there was no Fulham player within 10 yards of him, and he just found that space just naturally, not by doing anything or making any particular runs. He just drifted into that space. Similarly, to get on the end of the pass, he didn't sprint, he didn't make a big song and dance about it, he just glided his way into the box. I was in the right place to steer away the cross from Garnacho. I think performance-wise, it was okay. Nothing too exciting, but I think in the first game or two, it's so important to get a win. We haven't done that over the last couple of seasons, and it really knocks people's optimism. I think the performance is important, but certainly in the first couple of games, it's not more important than the win. The win was what we needed, the win was what we got, and I think most people are quite happy to move on from that. And finally, I think the size of Dillit and Joshua Zirkzee. You read that they're big, you read that they're tall, read that they're well built, but it's not until you see them you realise just how much of a unit the pair of them are, and it's something that we really lack. Other than Maguire, we don't have anybody of that sort of stature, and I think having those two in the team could make a real difference for the people around them and for the opposition as much as it could for us. We'll leave it there. I will see you after the Brighton game.